This heartbreaking video is going viral. It shows a group of boys cleaning blood on Mimosa Road in Fairview, Gqeberha. This is the blood of their good friend and promising rising soccer player, 16-year-old Micah Klaasen. On 4 October, Micah was on his way home from a soccer match when he was approached by a group of 6 to 10 boys who assaulted him with a brick and then stabbed him. Micah passed away on this very same cold street. This is a story of how a promising soccer player, a talented star with dreams and hopes of one day playing big for Bafana Bafana, and who was well on his way to fulfill the dream, but his life was taken away from him, just like that. This is Micah Klaasen's story. Welcome back to True Crime Julia. I would be Julia. On this channel, what we do is that we cover true crime cases that have happened in South Africa. This in the hopes of making sure that the stories stay in the discourse. Today's story is well covered in the media. Please also do your own research, and please do note that this means that the story is still based on allegations and nothing has been tested in court as yet. So without wasting any more time, let us get into today's story. It was Saturday 4 October. Micah had just finished playing in a 5-a-side soccer tournament, something he loved more than anything else. He was the star striker for Glenville Celtic AFC, a team well known in the northern areas of Gqeberha. Later that night, just before midnight, chaos erupted on Mimosa Road in Fairview. Police were called to the scene. What they found would haunt the community for days. Micah had been attacked by a group of 6 to 10 teenagers. He had multiple injuries, including a stab wound to the chest. By the time help arrived, Micah was gone. He died there on the tar road, not far from where he'd just celebrated another goal hours earlier. Within days, 7 suspects, all teenagers aged between 16 and 18, handed themselves over to the police. 4 were charged as juveniles and 3 were old enough to face the full justice system. Their names, Chad Michelle, Lucius Samuels, Josh Jones, and Gerard Rubenheimer, would soon echo through the Gqeberha Magistrate Court. The National Prosecuting Authority confirmed that one suspect's case had been dropped due to insufficient evidence. But for the rest, the charges were serious: murder with intent. The case was postponed as investigations continue. The accused are expected back in court. At just 16, Micah was more than just a soccer player. He was a protector, a joker, a brother, and the kind of kid everyone described as a light. His mother, Micah Klaasen, called him her best friend, her straightee, her protector. He was the one I could lean on, she said. When I come home from work, he'd ask me what I needed him to do. That was how it was between us, she would say.
There's an influx of messages on social media and posts wanting to know how his mother is doing, what she's going through. They can't put themselves through or even imagine how the mother of this boy is feeling. And we have Inez right here, and she's about to share how she is holding up during this difficult time. So Inez, please tell us how you are doing.
I'm fine. Micah lived a full life. And as much as we would like to say that yes, he died young, but if I look at Micah's journey, it was full. He never missed anything at all. So I hold on to the good memories, and that is what still keeps me together. And the fact that I still have God. God is the one, He's the only one that is strengthening me every day.
Micah's younger sister, only 10 years old, refused to let him be buried in anything other than his favorite black suit because, in her words, that's how I want to remember my brother. The news spread quickly across the northern areas. Thousands gathered at the Glenville Community Center for his memorial service. Over 1,000 people attended his funeral. Teammates, classmates, teachers, and strangers who had followed the story. On the Sunday after his death, Micah's teammates went back to Mimosa Road, armed with buckets, soap, and rags. They rubbed the blood from the tar, the very place he took his last breath. "We don't want to see our friend's blood on this road anymore," one of them said. One of Micah's closest friends, Enva Killen, couldn't stand by and do nothing. He organized a youth march for justice, joined by more than 200 young people. They carried posters, chanted Micah's name, and called out a system that is failing their generation. "Micah was my friend," Enva said. "He had nothing to do with the gangs or violence. We are tired of losing our brothers and sisters. We deserve to live, to dream, to grow up without looking over our shoulders." His message echoed across the metro. Our community deserves peace again. At his memorial, Micah's mother stood before the crowd, strong but broken. "There was never a dull moment with Micah," she said. "He lived for soccer. He had a good relationship with everybody." She looked around at the crowd, parents, teachers, youth, and she asked the question every South African mother has whispered under her breath: what else will help our children? We tried to keep kids out of court with sport, but it's not helping. They turn outside, and now I must live with a scar that will never heal.
And I want the boys to be there for one another, support one another, not to leave anybody behind. Because, if they leave one of their teammates behind, and then the same thing will happen that happened to Micah. He's the 11th. So Micah was born on the 11th of February, and he would be laid to rest on the 11th of October.
Micah's story is not just a tragedy, it's a mirror. Across South Africa, youth violence is rising, teenagers turning on each other, communities paralyzed by fear. But out of this pain comes a call to action. Justice for Micah. Those 3 words are written on t-shirts, posters, and social media pages across Gqeberha. But justice isn't just a court verdict. Justice means safer streets. It means healing for families, and it means that Micah's story and others like his will never be forgotten. This is a very heartbreaking story, especially because it's a young person. Those can never not hit the heart for me personally. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Let us chat in the comments. Please, let's leave a heart for Micah. And thank you so much for watching.